the E before I rule. You've probably heard I before E, which is the most common way to spell that combination, E and I. Usually that I is going to be first. The saying I before E, except after C, is really a good saying. That's one of those rules that are pretty true most of the time. I before E, except after a C. That's really for spelling. In this class, you're going to see that EI in lots of different places in the word because I'm focusing your brain and your subconscious on recognizing that EI is a unit that says E. So don't worry about the letters that surround it. We are training your brain to recognize EI as a unit that says E. Okay? So let's practice. It also follows the tap 2 rule, but that is a backup. That is, this E does say E because there's a vowel in the next 1 or 2 spots, but I'm not going to focus on that rule as I teach this. It's a backup to confirm if you forget what it says, but I want your brain to begin to recognize this as a team, a vowel team that says E. So that's just how I'm going to be referring to it, just the EI as a unit. So this E is going to say eh, because these 2 letters are consonants. EI says E. The sounds are eh, p, e, m. The hardest part of reading this word is to get the right vowel sound out in the right spot. So concentrate on your mouth being open a little bit, your jaw being dropped a little bit on the eh, and then stretched wide like a grin on the E. Epreme. Epreme. All right, let me squeeze this down. Okay, try yours over here. I'll be quiet while you work. Good. So we know that this E is going to say eh because the next 2 letters are consonants. With my mouth open medium width, my jaw dropped just a little bit. Eh, eh. This EI is going to say E with my mouth stretched into a grin shape. E. The sounds are eh, s, t, e, n. As I'm saying the sounds in this lesson, I would love for you to compare your sounds to mine. I'm going to stop sharing for just a second because this is kind of important. As I'm saying the sounds in this lesson and in all of the lessons, really listen to if your sounds are the exact same as mine, because if they're not, that is probably the reason why spelling and reading is difficult, because you have different sounds that you're working with. So for instance, the P, the S, the T, voiceless, no vocal cords are used. P, S, T, right? A lot of people think that those sounds are P, S, or S, and T. There's no Us. If you have an that hangs onto there, it's going to be a sound that's going to mess up your word when you're reading or you're spelling. So when I say the sounds, just compare your sounds with mine and make sure that they are clean and trimmed and precise. Okay, so this E is going to say eh, this EI says E. The sounds are eh, s, t, e, n. The sound for N is made with your tongue going to the top of your mouth and it stays there. N. It's not N and it's not N. It's the top of your tongue touching the top of your mouth. N. And it doesn't come down or else an will come in. So we have esteen. And the word ends with your tongue still at the top of your mouth. Esteen. Okay? Number 2, here I have a 3-letter consonant blend. This EI says E. This EY says E. The sounds are, by the way, never mind. The sounds are s, t. Notice they're voiceless. S, t, e, made with my lips together and they don't separate. P, o, e. I'm going to do successive blending, grabbing one sound at a time. St, stir, stree, stream, stream, stream pull, stream pulley, stream plea. Go ahead and try yours. Make sure you get the L and the R in the right spot. And your mouth should stretch wide 2 times in this word. So this EI says E, this EY says E. They both say the same thing, just different spellings. This EI, when you see it in the real world, is almost always going to come after a C, such as receive, deceive, conceit. It almost always comes after a C. Okay, but in this lesson, it's going to be anywhere so that you can just get, I can have more of a variety in your words. I don't always have to follow a C. Yeah, Lily, do you want to elaborate on your question, or are you good? Okay. All right, so we have p, o, e, f, e, pull, plea, pleef, pleafer, pleafree, pleafree. That L and the R are going to be the hardest sounds to read. And before this lesson, you might have attempted to pronounce that I, right? Before this lesson, you might have thought, well, I guess that word would say pleifree, right? Now you're learning that EI is a team that says E, so that will never be a question anymore. Let's try number 3. This E is going to say because there are 2 consonants after it. EI says E. The I is basically silent. The sounds are with my jaw kind of dropped a little bit. T, E, eteam, eteam. Go ahead and read yours. Nice. Your videos on help so much. Thank you. If they're not on, no worries. I totally understand. Okay, we have because those 2 letters are consonants after it, which makes that vowel say its short sound, which is its common sound. I like to think of the short sound as what the sound we learned first when we were short. It's the sound that you learn first when you're just starting school. They teach you the short sounds first because they're most common. So they teach you that A says E says I says I. Those are the short sounds that we learned when we were short, if that just kind of helps with the connection, because sometimes understanding, well, which one is the long, which one is the short, that can be really confusing. So maybe that will help. So here we have a short E, which is its long sound, says its name, and then P. Emeep, emeep, emeep. All right, let's try number 4. I'm going to, now what I'm about to teach you, I might have taught you before, And I'm going to just kind of throw it in every now and then, maybe once a month, but it's going to get its whole lesson in, I believe it's September. By the way, I'm changing the modules for September through December because there are so many more things that I want to teach you that I'm creating more lessons. September is going to be such a fun month because there's so many other things I want to teach you. So this little syllable division hack that I'm about to teach you is going to get its own lesson, the whole 30 minutes. But for now, I just want to introduce it to you just in case it will help you. This is another strategy for reading. Vowel, consonant, vowel. Vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. Vowel, consonant, 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 vowel. These are common patterns in words. When you see these patterns, this is how I want you to divide the syllable. This is the correct way to divide syllables. When there's only one C, it goes to the end. When there's two consonants, you divide them. And when there's three consonants between the vowels, one goes to the front, two go to the back. So that is that syllable division strategy will help you break a longer word up into smaller chunks. So let's see if we can find any patterns here. Here I have a vowel and then 1, 2, 3, and another vowel. So that would be this one right here. 1, 2, 3. I divided after the first consonant right here. Let's see if there's any others. Vowel, consonant, vowel. Vowel, consonant, vowel. Consonant goes to the end right here. Now we have 3 chunks. So I'm going to do this one syllable at a time. This E is going to say eh. This will say E. And Y at the end usually says E. So this first syllable is t, m, trem, trem. Got that part. Now I'm starting with the P. P, E. E-I says E. So this part is plea. Putting those two parts together, tremply. There's an R right there and an L right there. Those are going to be the tricky parts. Make sure you grab each sound. Tremply. Now I'm going to start with the F. F, E, fee. Now I have 3 chunks to read. Trempleefee. Trempleefee. So for this word up here, we did just the standard pencil reading. We combined all the sounds together at once. For this word, we did successive blending, grabbing just one sound at a time. I love that strategy. And then this one is another strategy that you can use, the syllable division strategy. Choose which one you want to read, number 4. Go ahead. Yes, Y is a vowel, if it's not the first letter. Okay. I'm going to give you just another minute because some of you are trying the syllable division thing, which takes it takes a hot minute. So let's try the syllable division way. Here I have a vowel and then 1, 2, 3 consonants between the vowels. So that is this one. I put the first consonant to the front. Now I have a vowel, consonant, vowel, which is this one. The consonant goes to the back. Now I have 3 parts. The parts are p, l, e, n. Plen. Plen. Make sure you don't drop your jaw too much or it will say plan, which is a whole different word. Starting with the T, t, e, tree, tree. Putting those 2 parts together, plentree. Get that R. Now starting with the N, e, knee. Plentrini, plentrini. Would you please put in the chat how you did on number 4 and on all of them actually. I want to see, but especially number 4. Okay, let's just spend the last couple minutes here going through some extra practice. Good, I'm glad. Are there any here that you want me to do with you before I send you on your way? We have a request for number 4. Let's try that one. All right, this CH is going to say ch. This E is going to say eh. CK will say k. EI will say E. Now, the sounds are ch, eh, k, E, m, p. There's a lot more letters than sounds. There's a whole slew of letters here, but when you dissect it, there's only a few sounds. So that helps. So we have chekimp, chekimp. All right, let's try number 7. So here we have eh, here we have E, and here we have E. So the sounds are f, n, p, o, e, m, e. Fr, fre, fren, friend. That's not an easy jump from the N to the P. Friend, pull. Friend, plea. Friend, pleem. Friend, pleemy. Ooh, that's a doozy. If I were a friendly person, I would have made that an M right here. That would have been a lot easier to pronounce. Frem, pleeny is a lot easier than friend. But see if you can grab that N right there. Okay, and I think we had one more here that we wanted. Number 9, you got it. All right, this EI. I'm going to let you try this one on your own, and then I'll come back after. If you can read this word, you guys are so golden. You have no idea how good you're doing, I have a feeling. Anybody else looking at this word would be like, psh, what is that? That just looks like a bunch of gibberish. If you can figure out this word, you're doing so much better than you probably think you are. Okay, so this EI says E. This E says eh because there are 2 consonants after it. Y at the end usually says E. So we have ul, E, p, e, f, E. Lepeffy. Lepeffy. Now that we've done it, does it sound and look not as intimidating as when you first glanced at it? Isn't that wonderful that now that you know how to figure out what's happening inside of a word, it just takes the mystery and the danger and the fear out of it. And it puts you in control of, oh yeah, that is Lepeffy. I can read that. So I just hope that you can get a glimpse of how far you've come. And it might be hard to see. It's hard to measure, but it's there. And you get, every time you come, it gets more and more sunk in, and you get more and more knowledge built on what you've learned previously, which is hard to see and hard to measure, but you are doing better than you think you are, and it's exciting. You should go celebrate. All right, my friends, any questions or comments before I let you go? Okay, have a wonderful weekend. See you Tuesday. Bye, everybody.